can't have it all set like that.
Welcome to SUPRS Live. Glad you could join us here tonight. We've got a special race in store for you. It's the 14th annual Dion Parish Memorial from Kalamazoo Speedway. Hey, we are the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series, and we've been around since 2004, the original Supermodified sim racing sanction. So, you know, when some others talk about being around for 5 years, like iRacing, we've got about 10 years on them. Not quite, but almost. And we exist for one reason, and that's to promote super modified racing to the real sim racing world. And we've been doing that since 2004. And one of the ways we do that is by recognizing drivers that race super modifieds and have lost their lives. We have several memorial races throughout the season, and tonight's is our oldest memorial race and our most prestigious memorial race. But if you want to find out about the race cars that these guys have run, you need to go to supers.net and click the About tab. There'll be a drop down there, and then click Learn About Super Modified Race Cars. Super Modified 101 will teach you that this rare and exotic ground-pounding super modified car produces some of the closest heart-stopping racing action around and can rightfully lay claim to the ultimate short-track race car. 1,850 pounds, 900 horsepower, offset to the left. Gets those cars around the corner awfully quick. And tonight we're running the wings at Kalamazoo Speedway, and that'll help them go even faster. And the guy that went the fastest here tonight is a guy out of Carrollton, Ohio, and a former winner of this race. Keith, put one on you, Powell. Keith, congratulations. A tie tonight for fast time at the Dion Parish Memorial with second-year driver Nelson Rodriguez out of Stoneham, Massachusetts. Do you feel proud that you could put a Buckeye car up as the fastest car out there tonight by virtue of your second lap time as the tiebreaker?
Yeah, I feel pretty stoked about that. I'm not the best qualifier to begin with, so I'm pretty happy we was able to tie for the first of 3 meets. And wow, you know, Nelson, he hasn't been around as long as some of the older statesmen in this group has, but he sure came on pretty well, and what a lap he laid down.
Yeah, Nelson Rodriguez, surprisingly enough, this is an awful hard track to get a hold of, Keith. How do you feel about your chances? Obviously, you know, for those of you just tuning in, this is not just because Keith won the pole doesn't mean he's going to start for the pole tonight. He's going away from sixth starting position. As a former winner of this race in the NASCAR heat at a completely different track, now you're running R Factor, and you've got to start a little deeper in the field. How much does that fast time mean, and what did you learn in time trials that maybe you can put forth in the 62 lapper? Anything at all?
Not really. My qualifying setup was totally different than what my feature setup's going to be. So I just set the car up for a long race. That kind of fits my wheelhouse. So we're starting a little bit deeper than we wanted to. I wouldn't have mind started up in the front row and then just set my own pace. But it's all right. Hopefully we'll get a caught on or two and just slowly work our way up through. I think we have a pretty good feature car, so we'll just see how things shake out. But I mean, it's gonna be tough because you're basically in traffic all the time around here, and it's definitely from mid-race, about the middle of the race on, it's gonna be real tricky. A lot of throttle control, a lot of just, you know, head on a swivel at this place.
Well, Keith, I want to wish you the best of luck. It's been 7 years since you won the Dion Parish Memorial, and I know how much it would mean to you to get that CPR Motorsports Mayfield Missile Icings on Top machine back into victory lane here at the Dion Parish Memorial at Kalamazoo.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby. Good luck to you too. It sure would be special if we could get our first win of the season at this place. So just good luck to everybody, and I hope the people watching out there, we put on a good show for them.
Well, you know, Keith brings up a pretty good point. Setting second in the point standings and hasn't won a race yet. Somewhat ironic at this point for Keith. Put one on you, Powell, a former SUPRS champion in the non-wing division, looking for his first championship in the wing division. And as we talk about points, it's awfully close. This is a really tight points battle right now. Keith is just 13 points behind. 13 points behind Rob Warren. Keith has won nothing for features this year. Now, last week he had the Supercharger Award. That means he moved up the most positions from his starting spot. He could very well do that tonight, depending on what his starting spot will be after the draw. But Rob Warren leads with 857 points, and that's not a big surprise with 3 wins. Keith Powell second, Bob Gangworth third, Steve Callahan in fourth, and Kyle Clark moved up into 5th position a few weeks back after the turkey shoot win at Memphis Motorsports Park. But he's 207 points out of first place. But there's still a lot of time left, as it's a 42-race season, and this is only race number 12 of the year. Well, as we look at tonight's particular race, it's important to note that the winner of this race will become a guaranteed starter for the 14th annual Summit Classic 125, our season-ending race at Madera Speedway, the West Coast home of the Supermodifieds. So it's important for a guy to win this thing, not only for the prestige of winning the Dion Parish Memorial, but for that guaranteed starting position. Makes life a little bit easier going into that 125-lap grind at Madera. Also on the line tonight, as we said just a little bit earlier, was the Supercharger Award, and that's 10 bonus points to the driver that advances the most positions from his starting spot. Well, as we said tonight, we have several former winners, including Keith Powell in this race, that have a shot at becoming just the 3rd multi-time winner of the Dion Parish Memorial. Only 2 have won it so far more than once, and that's Ray Sand Jr. and Chris Myers. And tonight there's 5 drivers that have a shot at doing that, including Keith Powell. Carl Becker, your 2012 winner, has a shot at it. Rob Warren in 2015, he could come back and win it. Steve Callahan in 2011, and Bob Gangworth, 2004 winner. So we could have history made in that aspect, or we could have another first-time winner like we had last year with Dominic Joya. But let's talk a little bit now about Dion Parish and who the man was and why we are racing in his memory tonight. As we said at the start of the show, SUPRS was formed in 2004 as a way to promote real super modified racing in the online sim racing world. And we do that through the types of cars that you're watching here tonight or will be watching. But also we determined that it was important to give something back. And that is the way we do things here at SUPRS, is it's more important to give back than it is to take. And through the use of the Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund for Supermodifieds, we receive cash donations from our members as well as patrons, and all the monies that are donated to the Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund are used to give back to the drivers, teams, tracks, and fans that support Supermodified racing in times of need. Most importantly, those donations go to injured Supermodified drivers. So you can rest assured that when you make a cash donation to the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series to the Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund for Supermodifieds, that money is going to be used for injured drivers like Jamie Timmons out of Massachusetts. Recently received a message from Jamie that he received a donation from the SUPRS Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund, and says thank you as he continues to heal from a broken back that he incurred at Lee USA Speedway this summer in August during the International Supermodified Association race. So very quickly, drivers can run out of money, as many of them don't have any insurance other than what the track has. Many of these drivers race to help raise money or professionally. As you said earlier, the Supers is the original online sim racing super modified league, and after Dion Parish was killed in 2002 at Kalamazoo Speedway, the league was formed by Bob Gagwer and John Davidson as a way to give back. But what's more important is tonight we race to remember Dion Parish. Dion was killed at Kalamazoo Speedway at Fast 3/8 in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And the one thing that we want to remember is Dion's passion was the super modified division, known as the ultimate short track race car. Richie speeds as fast as any type cars on 1 mile ovals. Dion knew the risks inherent with this type of oval racing, but was willing to take that risk to follow his dream. He always was working on a shoestring budget and had completely refurbished the car before losing his life at Kalamazoo Speedway. His friends and family, and certainly those of us that knew him here at Supers, will remember Dion as an intense, driven, and dedicated human being who was dedicated to the division he loves so well. But they'll also remember him as a lighthearted jokester that always had a smile and was willing to lend a hand when a fellow competitor or friend needed it. Dion had that never give up attitude. His daughters, Mindy and Lindsay, were unable to be here this evening to talk about their father, as they've done so many times in the past, in the last 13 years prior to this. But they are going to be listening in on post-race and want to wish them the best as they continue to go through their life without their dad. Fans, if you want to help injured super modified drivers or feel compelled to give to a cause more worthy than just sim racing or gaming, you can certainly do so, and that's done through the Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund for Super Modifieds. And all you have to do is go to supers.net and click into the site and then click the donate tab. When you do that, there'll be a brief message there for you to read. It talks a little bit about where your donation goes and what it's about. And at the bottom, then you can support by donating through our PayPal donation system. It also accepts credit cards. You can support by becoming a Supers race sponsor. And you can also support by becoming a Supers member. It's pretty easy to do that if you want to race your own super modified online. So throughout the night and after the race, you'll hear us talk about the donation process at Supers, and that those donations go to help injured super modified drivers. Well, as we said earlier, you're enjoying the Super Modified Ultimate Pavement Racing